There are now 4 days left until the FOMC meeting. Yes, we will talk about this more as the date of September 17th gets near, but there is still a 100% chance that rates will be lowered on that date. There have been many reports that there might be a 1 BPS cut. Still, I think it will probably be a 25 BPS cut at first, then maybe another one in October, and then another one in December. That being said, this will send the markets through the roof, and we just got a big report. At the end of the day, the S&P was just below 6,600. For the first time in history, the S&P 500 finally hit 6,600. It has gone up 36% since its low point in April 2025. The stock market has been on one of the best 5-month runs in US history. This is really thrilling. Now, the official close for the day was around $6,584, but this is a clear break of a high point, which means that the S&P is making history. This tells us that the crypto and altcoin markets are about to do the same. We are now seeing the altcoin market wake up in a big way, and we are looking at crypto bubbles very quickly every day. There are now double-digit gains on a number of altcoins, not just a few that stood out. Yes, there are still a lot of small gains. For example, XRP and HBAR are only up about 1.9% and 1.94%, respectively. Even XLM is only up about 2.3%. But the market as a whole is going to wake up. The signs are beginning to flash red, which is something else we'll talk about. But for people who own altcoins, this is a very exciting time in the market. At the month level, we're still in a sea of red. There's still a lot of green. Our main goal right now is to wait for the rest of the altcoin market to wake up. Bitcoin and Ethereum are worth $116,000 and $4,700 each today, and XRP is worth $3.10. Guys, Bitcoin is up 4.6% a week, Ethereum is up 9.1%, and XRP is up 10.2%. That would be great to see. Another thing is that everything is still trying to catch up to XRP on the monthly. I'm aware that Soros, SPX 6900, and Virtuo's Protocol may look great on the monthly, but that's only because they're new. A lot of these are also pretty much the same as joke coins. I wouldn't say, oh, these are like the top gainers. I'm mostly interested in real, well-established projects. To use a tech term, Virtuo's Protocol is more like an AI engine. XRP, on the other hand, is up 452%. A lot of these other coins are racing to catch up to XRP. A lot of them have like BitGet Token and OKB, which are up 403,490%. Next, we have H4 Stellar, which is on the right and has the numbers 325 and 385. But these are only the first wins. Suppose we still look at this and say, oh, well, XRP is at $3.10. From here, it can't go any higher, right? What do you think XRP will go to this cycle? Maybe $4? No, this is still just the beginning. A lot of these old coins, even XRP, still have a lot of gas left in the tank. Now, though, we see that the market is worth $4.06 trillion. Guys, we're almost at that all-time high of $4.17 trillion that was set on August 13th. This is a great beginning to that big change. We have now broken through all of the high points except the one on the 13th. The fear and greed measure is now back at 53. That big jump can be seen right next to those lows. I think my movie was from last week, if you remember. It's a good time to buy around these levels because it's okay if we hit full-on fear, right? We can get a good idea of how scared we are from here on out. We know that big bounces start to happen around this level. We go all the way back to July, we go back to August, and we go back to September 2024. During this whole time, we were basically making lower lows. That's why you should have bought fear levels. And that being said, I still believe we should have bought the fear levels this time. That is something I've said many times in the last 2 weeks. Right now, the altcoin season index is getting crazy. We got 69 out of 100. It was 68 yesterday. We were at 53 last week, and it looks like the altcoin market is really picking up speed. In fact, we've been watching this for a few days now. Altcoins are finally waking up in a big way. We're waiting for the market as a whole to wake up, but this is a great sign of what's going to happen. When it comes to Bitcoin, the price is still around $116,000. It's up 4.69% in 7 days. The price of Ethereum is also around $4,700, up about 9.29% over the last week. Then there was XRP on the 7-day system. At $3.10, it's now up 10.29% in the last week. These numbers all look great right now. We now know for sure where the bottom is on Bitcoin. I'm going to tell you guys the truth. BTC has hit rock bottom. Now we're waiting for the big turn back to those highs from the 10th. The total value of the crypto market will also go back to its high point on the 13th. The thing that makes this different is altcoins, because to show this, let's use XRP again. This pretty much proves that XRP has hit bottom. We ended the day right around those same lows from August 2nd and 3rd. We made daily lows that were higher. Now let's talk about this daily close from today, Friday. Now, the highs from August 22nd, August 23rd, and even August 24th have been surpassed by those from August 23rd. We do still need to push for the WIC. We want to see more than this, $3.13 WIC. XRP is about to make another big move to the upside, though. This is a very, very strong sign where we might try to hit those other bigger highs again. And this could make XRP worth $4 or more very quickly. The rise of XRP has also caught our attention. We looked at who has the most market share in the altcoin market, and everything has been going perfectly. I was now drawing this on a chart with a lower time frame, but taking a quick look at this, we've only been cutting. The whole team has been cutting, watching, and waiting for this to really break through those top levels, especially once a week. The most XRP that we can see here is about 5.52%. There needs to be a clear push above this. On RSI, it looks like the moving average is about to be broken. The answer could help us figure out when a much bigger move will happen on this chart. It was a lot like November, right? This is the chart from November. We began to see a big rise on November 4th. After that, we were already crazy about power by the next week, which, yes, we were also doing just fine with that on the USD chart. A big rise was beginning to show up, but even once a week, right? We've reached a very low point. Our low point is higher. Also, the low point has gone up. The RSI is also about to break above that moving average for the first time since about June or July of last year. That's what we already saw happen. Let's now wait and see if this can break above that 5.52% mark. Aim for the first blue area. This is not the only blue area on this picture either. We have another one up there in the double digits as well. But this is going to be a huge moment for XRP. If this map can show us the next big push, that would be great.